Hi, this is Dr. Linda Horton, and this is the Helpful Homeschooler. Today, I am going to do a continuation of courses and what to call them. Today is history. I already did one on science. If you need some help on that, look back for that or look ahead for that. I'm not sure where we're going to put it. But history, we do not call, well, let me say we do not. A lot of homeschoolers, if you'll see a trend, we do not call our history social studies, because social studies is really a study of society, not a study of history. That's two different things, social studies and history. So really true homeschoolers, especially those who are really biblically aimed, we call what we do history, not social studies. So if you hear a difference in that, that's what's really going on. So I'm going to give you some course names for history. Again, I'm gearing this to high school. So we have world history, and these are exactly what they say they are. But if your child you're doing history, but you're not sure what you're doing, it's probably on this list. World history, study of the world, and it's history. American history, civics. Civics is a course that generally, I only know Florida, you are required to have a civics course. It's half a year. You get half a credit for it, but you have to have it. So most schools do a whole year of civics. Civics is really like the court system, you know, how the American, how we do things, okay? Government is so important, especially from a Christian point of view, to know how our government works, how it was formed, what our forefathers intended, and where we're at today. Government, to me, I could do all 3 years. History's 3 years. You're really required to have 3 years of a history. They might call it social studies, but I could do all 3 years on government and be happy as a lark. Economic history. If your child is really into, hey, how does the economy work? Where did it start? I mean, you're going to go clear back to where salt was money. This is exciting. Ancient history. Maybe you have a future person on your hand that's going to be working with Egyptian hieroglyphics or whatever. Ancient history is really, again, really important. Modern history. Modern history is the study from a certain period of time up to today. And Middle Ages, you could study the Middle Ages. What I want you to see again is that whatever your child has a passion for, absolutely do what's required by your state, what you need. But then whatever they have a passion for, do it. Make it fun for them. Incorporate whatever their passion is. Let me say this. I talked to a homeschooler, oh my gosh, in the last couple weeks. And they said they had been doing government and their parents had saved money all year. And they took them to Washington, D.C. And think about it, a lot of times in the public schools, 5th graders get to go to Washington and they take them in, they take them out, they do this, they do that. Their mother spent 3 days with them in Washington. They went and hit the highlights of the Washington Monument, Lincoln Memorial. They went to the Smithsonian. They went, oh my goodness, I want to say they went to where they make the money. There was almost tears in their eyes when they were telling me this story. It was such a fond memory for them. That number one, their parents thought so much about their education, they wanted them to see it. They wanted them to feel it and touch it. So it was more than just what's on a book. It was more than that to them. And this is the opportunity you have as a homeschooling parent. Whatever you're doing, if you're doing government, we live in Florida, go to Tallahassee. See where your state government is. Look around, look at the rotundas. Every state has a state capital. Every state. You might start out with your county. Go and see where the mayor sits. Go and see what things are going on. Whatever it is, You have the opportunity. It doesn't cost a whole lot to go right where you live. Now, it costs, I'm sure, a lot to go to Washington, D.C. and see this. When my children were young, had we had that kind of thinking, the kind of thinking that I'm giving you now, we did a lot with our kids, a lot. I would have done more, knowing it's so important at the end for them to say, I didn't just get a book and get it thrown at me, but I got to experience history. I got to experience science. Homeschooling is an experience. It's just not something we do. It's not something we are. It's something that is everywhere around us. Our homeschoolers they're sponges, and you have the opportunity to just let them soak up everything. So keep an open mind when you're talking about your history. See what sticks, see what they love, and remember, homeschooling is not a sprint, it's a marathon, and we do it as a family. So go out and enjoy the adventure. Goodbye.